And that was the last I saw you in person. But to watch you evolve, you were great then, but to watch you where you are now and your accolades, which we'll cover, it's beautiful to see, man.
First, here's my favorite part of when you said you were great then. You quickly turned to Tony, like, right? Let me. I don't remember. Someone confirm. Someone confirm.
Looking for confirmation.
We have clips. We can edit. We can edit later.
Right.
Now, broadcasting live from the Podcast Palace on Park Street in beautiful and dangerous Clearwater, Florida, it's the Comedians Uncorked podcast. And now, here are your hosts, Tony Gaud and Pat Largo.
Hey, welcome to Season 2, Episode 1 of the Comedians Uncorked podcast. I can't believe it's Season 2 already, and it's beautiful. We got Tony Gaud right here to my left. My name is Pat Largo. We are your hosts for this thrill ride that we call the Comedians Uncorked podcast. We have a great comic from Jacksonville, but he's not just a Florida comic. We have Danny Johnson on. We're going to be talking with him soon. Incredible comedian. And thank you guys for liking and sharing and subscribing on our YouTube channel and
thanks.
Right? I mean, and just our Instagram. It's just great to hear and see the love. Of course, you can catch us on Facebook, comediansuncorked.com. Tell your friends. Just click that subscribe button, too, when you get a chance. And a huge thank you to our studio sponsor, Ms. Julie Drolshagen of Florida Beach Business, 727-902-9233 for all of your buying and selling needs here in Florida. You can get her at Julie at floridabeachbusiness.com.
floridabeachbusiness.com.
That's right. Thank you so much, Julie.
I'm so good at that.
You're very good at that. And again, with Danny Johnson, I can't wait to talk to this guy.
Danny Johnson, yes, you may have seen him on Dry Bar. He has a Dry Bar special. He was also on Comedy Central's Laugh Riots. He's a nationally touring comic. We talked to him about all those things, as well as his experience on Cobra Kai.
Yeah.
And we talked to him about some tattoos. He's got sleeves of tattoos. And his transformation, his health and physical transformation. Great stories ahead. So,
well, without further ado, let's do it. We hope you enjoy Danny Johnson.
All right.
Hey, so we got from Jacksonville, Danny Johnson here on the Comedians Uncorked podcast. Thanks, man, for being on with us, brother.
Hey, thanks for having me. It's good to see you, fellas.
It is good to see you, man. It's been a while.
Dude, when's the last time? When did we work together? It's got to be a decade.
It's got to be.
Yeah.
It has got to be at least 10 years.
Because we started, I think, well, now we headline the same rooms pretty much, right? So it's like once you get to that point with
we never
friends,
see each other again.
No.
And I last worked, I hosted, I think, you, Danny, in maybe 2008 or 9 at Coconuts in St. Pete Beach.
Oh,
wow.
geez.
That was, I recall you married to a stunning blonde German lady.
Yeah.
And that was the last I saw you in person. But to watch you evolve, you were great then. But to watch you where you are now and your accolades, which we'll cover, it's beautiful to see, man. It's wonderful. That's why it's tough calling people Florida comedians or Jacksonville, because you're so much more than that. You just happen to be living there.
Here's my. Well, first of all, no, I don't. I've been divorced for years and years now.
Cool.
Well,
you look happy. German. I can tell.
First, here's my favorite part of when you said you were great then. You quickly turned to Tony, like, right? Let me. I don't remember. Someone confirm. Someone confirm.
Looking for confirmation.
We have clips. Can we review that?
Let's go with that. Let's go.
I recall the punchlines being sharp.
We can edit. We can edit later.
Right. But no, it's true though, man. I just love what you're doing now and seeing you all over the place, and it's almost like a new you now, because I know between some of your personal fitness now that you've been posting that on social media, which I love seeing.
Yeah, I was curious about that because I mean that's kind of a big deal.
Yeah,
and it's like it started out like we follow we're friends on social media and all that. So you start posting these things and, you kind of scrolling through, look, Danny's doing, he's doing a thing and he's working out, blah, blah, blah. And then you start to see the progression. You start to see the guns start to be like, oh, hold on a second. Danny's up to something, man. So how did this start? And is this something that you've been trying to do? Or is this like I mean, are you making a transition the whole nine?
So it's my entire life has been I'm yo-yo up and down in weight, always a chubby kid. So I don't know if my dry bar special is called the Chusky Life, right? And the whole joke, the premise of the joke is that I'm not obese, I'm a chubby husky hybrid Chusky, right? Sort of like Fluffy with Gabriel Grace, whatever. But that came about when I was a kid. Every year my mom would take me school clothes shopping, in high school, middle school. And I used to try to get away from her in the mall because I didn't want to hang out, I wanted to be with my friends. And she would yell for me, right? And she would yell like, Daddy, I'm over in the husky section. What's your waist, 40? Huh? She's just yelling it throughout the mall. So the husky section and being chubby, this is in 8th grade, I made this note. The chubby husky became Chusky. So years and years later, when I started stand-up, that was like a little footnote I had from when I was a kid, right? But so it's always yo-yo. So like the month of December was terrible for me. Some illnesses. I hurt my lower back a little bit again. And I just let myself, and before that, October, November, I was working out a lot. So your body reacts to the way you treat it, right? So I'm nowhere near where I want to be, but part of the reason I posted on social media is for accountability. It's like, I'm not looking for any praise or anything. I get a lot of positive feedback, but I want to not log in tomorrow and people are like, hey, what happened? I would get messages too. When I finished the 13 weeks, people were like, I had 2 messages, did you stop doing it anymore? Or what's going on? And I was like, wow, people are.
I was going to ask you about that, like the response and like how people are reacting. And then like you said that they noticed when you stopped. Now, are they like commenting that they're like encouraging you, or is it something that is encouraging them as well?
Both. I think it's both. It's definitely both. They're like, what did you do? I saw you lost 20 pounds or putting on muscle, whatever it is.
There it goes.
Oh, there goes the sign. Just like every comedy gig in the past, that giggle sign came crashing right down.
The giggles. Oh, give me PTSD, man.
I know, right? So they wanted to know what I do, and then they were like, they started, hey, I want to come over and work out in your garage, or I want to, tell me what you're doing. I want to try it. So I'll be back on the horse here soon. I'm just getting over the vid. I got the vid a couple of weeks ago, and so once I get healthy, I'll start back up again. It feels good, and as I'm getting old, I'm not getting any younger, right?
You feel like you're like the recovery's easier?
Only because I don't. I used to make the mistake of treating my body like I was 25, just lifting too much, pushing too much. So I know to listen to my body, and and kind of, I know how to get a good workout without treating it like I climbed Mount Everest.
Training smart. Yeah.
Not everybody's Joe Rogan.
Right. Yeah. No. And isn't it amazing though that you could just kind of innocuously put videos on the internet, on social media, and people are paying attention, and it's inspirational for them, and they're literally concerned. Are you still doing it? What's going on with you? That's kind of cool, right? I mean, a little external reinforcement, so to speak, maybe a little tough love sometimes, but it's good to know that people are paying attention.
I got to Google innocuously. Hold on.
Well, and I know you're doing well because I saw some ink. You were never tatted, but man, the last couple of years, you've been going crazy on a sleeve. It looks like.
Oh yeah. I just got some more color done under here, which was very, very awful to go through. But got this whole arm, just one over here, and I'll just keep going until.
Is it by the same artist?
Yeah, same guy. He's done my family, my friends.
So you want to give him a shout out?
Yeah, give him a shout.
Oh, yeah. His name's Jason. He owns Electric Legacy Tattoo here in Jacksonville. It's on Normandy Boulevard. So you got to check him out. He does piercing. Not that I'm not doing any piercings.
Sure.
Because putting ink on your body permanently, that's not weird.
Was it a Prince?
Prince Albert?
Prince Albert?
Yeah.
Prince Albert.
Yeah, I don't have that kind of confidence.
What are tattoos? How about a Prince Albert?
Yeah.
You throw one in on the sleeve costs a lot of money. You throw a little bonus.
Give me 3 of them. So you said you want to do the other arm and just keep going. So like you're addicted now to ink.
I like it a lot. I like it. I've always wanted it. I was just, like I said, I was married for 81 years and I wasn't allowed. So
Now I know that most pieces, like I've got some tattoos myself, and like most pieces have some significance. Is there like a story you're telling on the sleeves?
Yeah, so I don't know if it's a story or I grew up Catholic, so I don't know whether it's from my childhood or not. But
Confession.
Yeah.
what's that?
Confession.
It's all these are symbols for different sins that I've
Different
committed over
sins
the
he
years.
committed.
This was murder in Iowa, right?
Right. Yeah. Well, please. You kidding me?
Yeah, let me see those elbows, by the way, Danny.
You'd never be convicted killing someone in Iowa, believe me.
Right. It's all stained glass windows with the exception. My first two were a Joker and an Ace, the cards.
Oh, okay.
I got those two first. I was a huge poker player, still play once in a while. Thought the Joker and the Ace Hearts was appropriate, and then around it is all stained glass windows all around.
Oh,
I really like those, and it's just I don't know. It symbolizes a lot. I don't know if I don't want to get into it.
Man. And
Mind your business. What is this? An interview?
I know.
What are you
It's
trying to
beautiful.
get? It's all this information. So
It's all these questions.
So I had to ask you. Wanted to ask you about the dry bar special.
Yeah.
Now you shot this. What is it? It's been a year,
Dude. I just got a Facebook memory popped up. 3 years.
3 years.
Wow.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, we lost a year.
This month. This month is 3 years. I thought the same thing. And the funny thing about that was, it's first of all, it's been the best things. You know, I've filmed a lot of stuff over the year. You guys have filmed a lot of stuff, but you talk about a first-class operation, quality videos or whatnot. I sent him a message probably maybe a year before I filmed. Never heard. Oh no, I heard back, but never got booked. And then I was filling in at the Comedy Zone in Jacksonville. It was a last-minute fill-in feature spot for this headliner whose dry bar happened to come out that day. I was asking her about it. She's like, "Oh, I'll connect you with some. There's multiple bookers.
Yeah.
I'll connect you with a booker." And I got a call the next day saying, "Can you be available in 10 days to shoot dry bar?"
Wow.
So I was like, "Wow, how do you lose 30 pounds in 10 days?"
Right. That's the first question.
So they flew me out to Utah, and at that point in the dry bar series, you were doing 30-minute specials. They said do 40, we'll chop it to 30. And now they're doing like 20-minute specials. So they're filming. It was me and one other guy that one night. You filmed 2 shows back to back, same outfit, same jokes, same order. And they ended up keeping 37 minutes of my 40.
Wow.
Wow.
So it's a 37-minute special. And I want to say it took, you get paid very handsomely. Your travel's cared for. They book your flight, rent a car, food, hotel, everything out. And it's filmed in Provo, Utah, which I'd never been. And it's beautiful. And then you get royalties based on views, subscriptions to their service, the Dry Bar app.
So that's a straight
YouTube ads, Facebook ads, Spotify, PlayStation, whoever it's played. So it took maybe a year before I started getting royalties. Because they have to like recoup what they say their production cost is for them.
Yeah. Then after that, then it's all,
And if mine did that, and mine, was pretty popular or still is, some of the guys that have 10 times the views that I have, they must have been getting royalties right off like 3 months in. I mean,
yeah, they must have been, yeah, I'm sure.
Extremely lucrative. And then the clips have been instrumental in, getting different gigs too.
And, Dan, we've been saying dry bar, and we put a lot on the Comedians on Cork page and stuff, but can you let people know, the listeners know, walk them through when we keep saying dry bar, like what it is and what's the difference between like shooting like a Comedy Central special or something like that? So what is dry bar?
Yeah, so dry bar is a division of this company called VidAngel. So VidAngel is a service like Netflix, but for people who don't want to deal with cursing or nudity. So you can subscribe to VidAngel, pick a movie, and then select no cursing, no nudity, no whatever. So if you picked Goodfellas, it'd be like a 6-minute movie, right?
Right.
And so they wanted to start creating their own content. And they created Dry Bar. So it's all clean comedy, no sexual references, no cursing. It's not faith. I think their company's faith-based, but the comedy's not faith-based. It's just, they wanted to put out all this content and specials from these clean comedians on their own platform. So it's still, I think there's 6 seasons now. I don't even know what season I was in, 4 maybe. And now they're doing more. So when they film these new ones, they're filming 3 comics at a time. So it's 20 minutes each. But I mean, not only was it just 10 days before my special, you know, I was like, what material, like, what material do I do? Because once I do it, it's burnt, right? It's like, and then also you're on film, like you can have a mess up a joke at a gig or miss a joke or whatever, you know, this is on film.
Yeah,
and you have almost
forever.
They ask you too, like they give you a little notepad and say, jot down some notes from what you think we should edit, keep, whatever. Not that they said not that we're going to do it, but just as a guide.
Yeah.
And I said, they ended up using my whole second show. No edits, almost no edits. They edited one joke.
Mr. Perfect. Look at this guy.
You see?
One take Danny. One take.
It was extremely nerve-wracking, man.
Yeah.
I'd never been, like, right before you get called on stage, even now, you guys know, in a regular gig, right before you get called, you get butterflies, but just think about if you're being filmed, there's no margin.
That is the worst thing. I actually have a horror story that I'm not going to share right now about exactly that, about like that moment, because this is like a big opportunity, like a TV moment, like a national TV moment. But it shook me too much, so I was off my game. It was like, you know,
I blew a Last Comic Standing audition due to nerves. Plus, I was was in Nashville at Zany's, and we're standing in the snow for 6 hours outside. And I'm literally shaking because of the cold. There's like an inch of snow on my shoulders. I keep brushing it off. You finally get into this little waiting room, and I'm literally, my legs shaking from both nerves and freezing. And I get up there. One judge laughs, the other one doesn't. I don't even know what I said up there. And they were like, "Oh, thank you. Have a good day."
Yeah.
Well,
dang, man.
I'm glad that you brought up those legs, because I heard they did some fancy moves on Cobra Kai, man. But tell me what's going on with this.
Yeah.
You moving into martial arts now?
So
he got the tattoos.
That's it, yeah. He's a Cobra Kai.
I had fun. So normally I don't do, this sounds pretentious. Normally I don't do extra work. However,
yeah, you're right. It does. It really does sound pretentious.
It was good.
I don't. It's just that, you know how what the pay is, right? And for extra work. But I had the days available, and it was Cobra Kai, and I'm a huge Karate Kid fan, right? So I've done, 20 some odd commercials, voiceovers, and I've always been in it.
Oh yeah, like, there's no reason not to. Yeah.
Yeah, let me take a break and go hang out with the Cobra Kai cast. So they were filming in Jacksonville for a week. And I took it, and it was 2 days, and you're on set, and it was amazing. I'm glad I did. I learned a lot, because I don't really get, when I do commercials, I don't get a chance to sit and watch the crew, how they work, how they move, So I filmed for 2 days, and I thought, man, I'm right there with the guy who plays Kreese. I'm literally in so many different scenes. I'm literally I can see the camera filming my stupid head, and I'm like in my like my whole, I'm right there. I'm like, man, this is it. I'm gonna make a big appearance on this Cobra Kai, and I'm joking with the producers in between. I'm like, "When's my fight scene? When do I fight?" And I watch it. It's episode 1. I find out, so I watch it, and I don't even see myself.
Oh man!
And I've heard my friends do. They've been in a movie, they've been in a TV show, and it just gets cut. Right? Just never. I was like, I didn't even think of that. I didn't even think to not tell people. And then my son woke up, and he came out all hooping and hollering, yelling that he saw me on Cobra Kai.
He spotted you.
Yeah. So he showed me where it was, and I was like, that's one hell of a walk right there, walking right across. That's the old tip of the.
Not everybody can do that.
Not everybody can walk like that.
It's an impressive gait.
That's it.
So I got the checks from Cobra Kai, right, and framed them. It's just a cool little thing to have for my,
Yeah. Oh, no.
What I feel bad about is I send new venues my bio for my intro for a gig. So I'm doing this gig in Daytona I send him my bio, and he doesn't introduce me yet. We're standing there before the show. I'm at the bar area, and there's this woman and some guy there, and she's like, "Who's the headliner tonight?" "Oh, Danny Johnson, Dry Bar." She's like, "I don't know, Dry Bar." "Oh, he's on Cobra Kai," and she freaks out.
Ah.
She goes, "Oh my gosh, my husband and 3 sons are huge Cobra Kai fans. I'm going to run down to the hotel down the street and get them to come back." So she leaves. They come back. It's $20 a head. They pay, and I get up there. And I normally, if I tell the MC to mention Cobra Kai, I'll do the silly jokes about how insignificant it was, right?
Yeah.
That it's sorry if I spoiled the storyline for it, and I reenact the walk. It's really a goofy little.
Yeah, you poking fun at it. Yeah.
Yeah. So I decided that night not to do those jokes because I didn't want to discount the fact that they thought this guy from Cobra Kai was going to be on the show.
That is so funny. Did they come up afterwards and get pictures and stuff?
It was very odd. They treated me like a celebrity. They did not approach. They were eyeballing.
Oh, wow.
You know what I mean? Like, when you watch fans see a celebrity that they're afraid to go up to, they just kind of stare, and it's awkwardly kind of hanging around
they're in your peripheral the whole time.
Yeah. And I was like, all right, let's keep it back before.
Easy.
That's pretty gangster though, right? Take the money and not do the jokes for him. I love it.
You should have just looked at him and did the crane.
Yeah.
Come here,
kid.
Did
you do that in the episode? No, I do nothing. I do almost nothing. But I don't know if you've ever been an extra on a set, the disparity in which you're treated. We were treated well.
Yeah.
But it is, union goes first. They eat, they snack first. They go on the bus back to the hotel for lunch and dinner first. And I remember it was really hot. It was all filmed all outside. They took a break for drinks, and all the actors and the crew went to this tent where there was ice. And then the director or producer, somebody was like to the extras, and there was only about 20 of us. Like, hey, you guys can go to the tent in a few minutes, but until then, we put this case of water over here in the bushes if you wanted to grab it.
Yeah, you thirsty? You get one of those. Okay.
Yeah, we buried this case of water over here.
Yeah, you go hunt.
In the woods. Here's a map.
I've done some extra work on some big films, like back in the day.
Yeah.
If you could actually spot me in some stuff, like that old HBO series From the Earth to the Moon.
Okay.
Tom Hanks was one of the executive producers, and one of the episodes that I was in was directed by Sally Fields.
Nice.
So that was cool. It was, we got to meet her and stuff. She was really cool.
Oh, very cool.
And then if you watch the movie Instinct with Anthony Hopkins and Cuba Gooding Jr.
Yeah.
I'm in the yard, man. I'm in the jail yard in the prison.
Nice.
See my tats.
Real hardcore.
Behind Cuba Gooding Jr.
Yeah.
But it's a different thing. Yeah. I mean, it was cool because those were big productions, but those like the independent stuff. It's like, man, you better bring some snacks or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was really hard not to look at the camera either, because I'm pretty close. There's a couple, if you watch the episode 1, season 4, they're mostly sitting down in this little chairs outside, and we're all around them the whole time, and or walking behind them. And when you're walking or standing, the camera, is right there. Like it's really hard not to
like when you're walking past it.
Or some of the scenes I'm standing around them just having a drink, talking, fake talking to somebody.
Oh yeah.
And I can see the camera glaring, it's like not that close obviously, but like I just want to turn and be like, yeah, I'm in it. Like,
yeah.
That would have been awesome, dude. That would have been funny.
Cut. Who is that guy?
We got to get that guy to walk.
Danny Johnson.
And on day 1, I didn't wear sunscreen.
Oh.
Day 2, I was a red beet.
Oh,
yeah.
On the old noggin there.
Wonders of makeup. So we were also talking recently about losing some great, comedians and legends, like, Betty White and Bob Saget. Did you ever work with Bob at all? Or you have any Bob Saget stories?
Yeah, it's funny. That was tough, man. I don't know. He's not a friend, right? We didn't hang or regularly communicate, but we did lately, which was bizarre. And the first time I worked with him, It was 20, like something 20 years ago when I was a house MC at the Comedy Zone. I want to say it was 2000, 2001. I thought it was the first big celebrity I'd ever worked with. And I'm a house MC. It was a Tuesday through Saturday at that point at the Comedy Zone.
Full week.
And he worked the whole week, you know. I wore a suit every night like I was some big Rat Pack, you know.
Yeah, that's it.
Doing my shtick, and I'm driving him around town in my Chevy S10 pickup truck, you know. And he was just the nicest guy in the world. And we went to different bars, and they had VIP sections set up, and we had to call in advance. And, you know, he's a big, tall guy just sitting in my truck, kind of cramped up and just super nice. And we worked the whole week. And he goes, hey, you know, if you're ever out in LA, call this number. I'll get you some sets. And I was like, I'm an MC. I got like 18 minutes of material, right? I've never. So about a year later, I did. I call him up. And I never get him. I got his, I guess, booker, assistant, whoever. And she got me shows out in LA. And I went out there based on his word. And I just walked in the Laugh Factory and did sets that week.
Wow.
It was unbelievable. I couldn't believe it. People
awesome.
were like, who's this guy? And I'm like, oh, Bob Saget.
Wow.
Yeah,
And
people can't do that anymore. You just can't do that anymore. That's
so we obviously didn't keep in touch with him, but just recently, I worked with him at Florida Theater. I opened for him. So it was July 12th or something. 1,000 people. And I go up, he's in the, I walk past his dressing room. He's watching my dry bar clips. So I guess they told him, hey, your opener is on his way. Here's his name. He looks me up, watch him. He's laughing, which is good. He goes, hey, I'm going to make a few phone calls. Do you mind if I just come get you and we'll catch up or whatever? So after a while, you know, he comes and I go in there and I made him laugh, it's always fun when you make a big comic laugh. Like his dressing room had a shower in it. So as soon as I walked in, I'm like, hey, do you mind if I shower? And he got a big kick out of that. And we're just chit-chatting and we're reminiscing. I told him about the 20 years ago. He vaguely remembered it. He said, did you drive me around to different bars that had VIP sections, but we didn't need them? Because honestly, he didn't need them. There was no big, people were like looked at him and were like, that's probably not Bob Saget, right? And I said, yes, that was it. That was me that week. And, so right before the show starts, he goes, hey, he hands me his phone and my name's in his contact list. He goes, put your number in here and your email. He goes, you're ever out in LA, I'll set you up with some sets again. I was like, holy cow. And you know, it was just surreal that he was watching my clips for, who does he care who's opening for him, right? Saget. Yeah. And that he had my name in his phone already. And so anyway, I email, we exchanged some emails a time or two, August, September, October. I was asking him about his gigs in Charlotte and some of the Florida gigs. Yeah, you need an opener, how's the road, just, you know, and he replied every single time. And then December 12th, he sent me one last email. Happy holidays to you and those that you love. May your 2022 be less effed up than the previous 2 years. Man. And I responded back, thank you, you know, much love to you and yours as well. And then that was December 12th. And then next thing you know, my phone's blowing up with texts from 50 texts, emails, phone calls. Saget's gone. And you're just like, I don't get it. Yeah. I don't get it. Healthy, no drugs, no alcohol, nothing. The nicest guy.
I thought it was fake. I thought it was like a fake report, you know.
And when he was on stage that night, he called back to my show twice, told a little story about how we worked together 20 years before that to the crowd. Like, it made me feel like $1 million, you know. Why is he doing this? What? And then you hear all these other stories now about how he was just like that this is the kind of person he was. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And the thing I get, the two celebrities that have helped me either with gigs, the way I write, whatever. dead. Saget and Geraldo.
Greg Giraldo.
Wow.
Oh, man. I worked with
It's
Greg.
like these celebrities got to stop helping me if they want a long life.
So I was just telling him the other day, it's like everybody that I worked with is like dying. It's like Greg Giraldo, same thing. I worked with him, a few times.
Yeah.
He was always great, man. It's like
one of the greats. You know where I worked with him? Fort Lauderdale. It's not there anymore. Uncle Funny's.
Uncle Funny's, yeah.
You remember that?
Yes, I do. Yeah. I remember that.
And I don't remember. It's so funny. I don't think I knew who he was when I worked with him, but he walked up to the table. I'm like, I think I know who that guy is. And just brilliant. And I was feeling so down about my set. And I was like, I had this, like some of the material in my dry bars actually, when I was using it on Uncle Funny's, like I said, Greg, I got this fast food material. I'm not, I'm like, what am I doing up there? What? And he was just like, is it real to you? Is that material real to you? Did you take it from someone, or is that an experience of yours that you're now exaggerating on stage? If it's real to you, then do it.
Mm-hmm. He
goes, I got jokes I'm looking to get rid of still. And we worked on that. Like when we hung out at the pool during the day, I was like, which jokes? And he was telling me how he's trying to get rid of them. They're not real. It's just a made up joke. It's not. He goes, I don't care what you talk about up there as long as it's real to you. Yeah. And he goes, you have some stuff about your family in your set. He goes, do the whole 30-minute set about your family tomorrow night. And I did, and I killed. And as I'm leaving, crisscrossing, as he's coming up, I'm leaving. He goes, now that was a good set.
Wow.
He goes, that was real to you.
Yeah.
And he goes, I'm not saying don't do the fast food jokes. I'm just saying the stuff that's real to you. It doesn't matter what the topic is. You're not going to be no one's the next Bill Hicks.
Yeah.
No one's the next.
Yeah.
You just take what's real to you. So Geraldo passed, Saget passed. These all very generous comics. It's like you don't want anyone to pass, but there's so many comics that are not so many. There's some jerks out there.
Yeah. Why can't they die?
Right.
Well, it's like It's like
give up that stage time already, pal.
Yeah. It's the
now we're battling TikTok stars and YouTube stars.
Oh, yeah, YouTube stars, influencers, and internet sensations. And I felt that way when Norm Macdonald passed. I couldn't believe what I was reading. And that, to me, that hit me almost as hard as when Robin Williams, when I saw him, when I saw that on my computer, that Williams died. I couldn't believe it. When I saw Norm passed, I didn't see that. No one, he kept that cancer, I guess, so quiet. It was amazing. I didn't know.
Yeah.
If you watch his last special, was it Hitler's Dog on Netflix?
Yeah.
There's a giant chunk of material sprinkled throughout about death, life and death. It's such a weird, bizarre thing to go back and watch.
Yeah.
He knows, because that was filmed a couple of years ago. He knows he's dying.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I worked with him once, and he gave me a nice little backhanded Norm compliment. I think you guys know, hopefully. I'll let you know when I have a bad set, an average set, a good set. I'm pretty honest, hopefully. So I'm up there featuring for him, and sometimes that's a real sweet spot to feature for a celebrity. It's just an easy, home run. I'm killing it. The room's, I'm destroying the room, which is, feels great. Yeah. So I go backstage, and Norm's there with who he referred to as his tour manager at the time. A tall guy. I don't know how tall he is, but I remember looking up to him like a giant. Could have been in my head or something. He's just and he looks down at me and he's smiling, and his tour manager, is laughing a little bit. And he goes, "Hey there, Danny, you got a lot of people laughing out there. You got the people in the audience are laughing there, and the wait staff is laughing there, and the bartender's laughing back there. My tour manager here, he's laughing it up back here. He's not me, but everybody else. Everybody else was laughing." That's a terrible Norm impression, but that's the best that I could do.
Not bad, man. Not bad.
But that's the best compliment, isn't it, though? Yeah. That's just the greatest thing.
Yeah, and I passed him, and he gave me a swat on the back, and he went out there, and he just killed. He took it. It was like I didn't even perform. He just did 90 minutes, no drink, no notes.
Yeah.
And it wasn't, I was out in the lobby. I don't even think people knew I performed. That's how well he did.
Yeah, some of those guys are just like that. You become forgotten very quickly. You're like, okay, this is the reason they're here.
I was up there too. I was up there.
But it's just beautiful though, getting that recognition though, and also to know that people like you telling that story. I was a Norm fan. I was a Bob Saget fan. When I was in radio, he did an interview with us at 98 Rock in Tampa, and I was telling Tony on one of the last episodes, I said that he was so nice, and while during commercial breaks, he could have pulled the whole Hollywood thing and said, "Hey, I need to take a phone call in the hallway." He didn't. He stayed with us. He was doing dirtier stories off the air about Full House and stuff like that. Then once we went back on, he went back into Bob Saget mode. I took my mom to the show, to the Improv that night. She didn't realize he was that dirty. We had a great time, and it was just it was really, really killer. Real quick, are you working on some new material, or what do you got going on there?
So the thing about the dry bar is the most notoriety I've gotten in stand-up, right? And I'll get a handful of people, dry bar fans in general, maybe not me specifically, maybe at shows and whatnot. And I sort of procrastinated or basked in the success of dry bar. And I just continued to do my dry bar set for like a year. And I'm doing shows in Hilton Head one weekend, which I'll be there this weekend at the Comedy Magic Cabaret this weekend.
Okay.
Headlining that. And there was this table of 12 or so stage left, and I heard them mumbling about dry bar. Big fans. And I start to go into my Chusky bit or whatever, and I hear the one lady go, "Oh my gosh, you have to listen to this. This is great." and then she starts miming it. She's miming my joke. And I'm like, man, I have all these notes of this material I want to do. So I need to get off my butt and write and try this stuff. I mean, I need to create a whole new, I know the dry bar is only 37 minutes, but technically, 45, let's say. So I did. I started like organizing these notes and writing more and started to do them. And it's been so tough. It's been tougher than I thought. I have one CD, and then I have 2 CDs and a dry bar. So technically, and some of the material crosses over, but let's say technically I'm working on hour 3 or 4 of material. And it's like, I don't think people realize how long it takes to make a joke work. Some of them work right off the bat, and then you expand on them, and some of them work and then never work again.
Well, are you approaching this like a particular theme, or are you kind of finding that right now? Are you still digging through the material?
Yeah, I'm digging through notes that I've made over the years, including yesterday's notes. Or I do this thing in the morning, stream of conscious writing. So I get up, go to the bathroom, splash water on my face, and then I sit down and write for 30 minutes, or 15 to 30 minutes, just continuously write. Mm-hmm. It's just gibberish and this and that, and it just kind of gets the creative juices flowing. And I've gotten a bit or 2 out of it, just random thoughts pop in my head. I'm like, oh, I haven't talked about this, and just go off on it. It seems silly. And then I kind of went back through my notes and tried to create some themes. So I had like 10 or 12 of these thoughts or ideas that were like 3-line jokes. It just didn't fit anywhere. So I put them all on this list of groups of people that agitate me. And it fit perfectly, because then I could just continue to add to this list. Oh. So whether it's, as silly as people that order boneless wings, right? Those people agitate me. You're a baby. You just ordered chicken nuggets, right? You want me to change a diaper in them before we leave? So it's silly stuff like that. And then, I have 10 or 12 of those, and that'll become that's a chunk. So I'm up to like, if I'm being generous to myself, I'm up to almost 30 minutes of a new set.
Okay.
So bad, yeah.
Depending on the crowd, right? Yeah. Like I have a bunch of jokes about my mom and my family that they're not for every venue.
Yeah.
It's like a subtle, it's not a gut. Like the Hilton Head venue that I'm doing, this Comedy Magic Cabaret is one of my favorites. And it's $40 to $50 a ticket, and it's tourist area. those people want to see comedy.
Yeah.
I love that club. You can do any joke you want, and they're there to listen and laugh. The subtleties, the nuances, the little taglines. Yeah. It's not like going into a bar where you have to
you're battling, you're
keep
fighting
it simple,
against,
get to the punchline. Like you can play around up there. So I'm really going to leverage these next 2 shows, doing 60 minutes, and I'll have to go back into some dry bar stuff. Right. So once I get through all the new stuff, just kick it into dry bar gear.
So, and any time frame as to, because you said 30 minutes now. So you're thinking, by the end of 2022-ish?
Yeah, I'd like that. Like that. And
as a follow-up, are you intending for this to be like the next special? Like something that you would actually tape or record?
That's a good question. I know some people have done a couple dry bar specials, so I wouldn't mind doing that again. But I do want to be prepared with a plethora of sets of 5 to 7 minute sets or 30-minute sets or 20. Whether I do cruise lines, whether I do an opportunity for a TV taping, that I just have it. I just have this.
That's what I was curious about. Like, you've done dry bar. That's potentially something you could do again.
Yeah.
But are you looking at other avenues as far as the Comedy Centrals, Showtime, the HBOs, that kind of thing?
Yeah, it's tough, as you know. I worked with Big J Okerson recently. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you know who he is. Great comic, man. I've never seen him live. If you haven't seen him live, you need to go.
I got to work with him too. So yeah, he's awesome, dude.
He was like, he goes, I was talking to him about, just kind of getting to the next step, what the next level, and he's like, yeah, I wish I can, he's like, it's not gonna pick up I said, no, I'm not asking you for anything. That's the tough part of working with these guys, right? I don't want them to feel like I'm asking. Yeah. I said, I feel like I'm a late night spot or 2 away from going to that next step, whether it's a Fallon or any of the other late night shows. So I don't even know how to do that. I'm not in New York. I'm not in LA, but the more connections I make and the more prepared I am, the better I'll feel. So as long as I put the work in and I can walk away in 2022 with just a myriad of options of 5 to 7 minute sets for TV, I'll be very happy.
Yeah. And you know what? And they're going to find you. The work you put in, you'll be found. It will happen. So,
Right. And then people will be like, you got lucky. It's like an overnight.
Man. The hard work, man, and kicking ass. That's what I love about it, man. So, Danny, listen, thank you for being on with us on the Comedians Uncorked podcast, man. It was just, it's inspiring to see what you're doing physically and comedy wise and entertainment wise. And we really, those guns right there, man, the peaks, we see the peaks and the ink and stuff like that. So we really appreciate you being on our podcast. The next few gigs coming up for you, whatever you can think of, feel free to let people know.
Yeah. So this weekend in Hilton Head Island, Friday, Saturday, it's called Comedy Magic Cabaret. It's a great club. And then I have a gig in Fleming Island, which is just, I think it's a little bit north of Jacksonville, about an hour north, at this, some convention center. Somebody's putting together a comedy show and hired me. So, and then I'm back at Hilton Head in February. So since it's a touristy town, they have me there whenever they, need to. So those are my next couple gigs.
Awesome.
That's good. Plus you can see me walk on Cobra Kai anytime you want.
That's right. Netflix.
Real quick, any main place for people to get a hold of Danny Johnson, social media wise?
DannyJohnson.com, or all my social media is Comedian Danny or Comedian Danny Johnson.
Cool.
And thanks for having me on. You guys are great. I can't believe we got a chance to catch up.
I appreciate you. Yeah,
I haven't seen you in
a while, man. It was good talking to you, man.
I need to get back down to Tampa and do some side splitters or the Improv or something.
Yeah, the Improv side splitters got two rooms now. So
3 actually. They went to St. Pete now.
Oh, damn.
One at St. Pete.
Same guy, same owner.
Brian
Thompson, BT. Yeah, he took over for Bobby Jewell. Yeah,
because I'm a USF alumni. I wonder if we can. If I can talk to them about doing some sort of USF promotion or something like that.
Yeah.
We could. Well, I want to be selfish and get you on one of my Comedians Uncorked shows in the Tampa Bay area.
Let's do it. So I got family there. I got friends there.
That's awesome.
Go Bulls.
Go Bulls, man. I love it. Danny Johnson, thank you so much for being on with us, man.
Thank you. Thanks, guys.
I love that guy. Danny Johnson from Jacksonville, Florida. And again, just another thing to say, a big up to the Florida comics. They're not just Florida comedians. They're all over the place touring and just doing it and making you laugh. So I love them.
Based out of Florida, so this is another guy.
He used to be babyface, squeaky clean. Now to see him with the shaved head and the sleeve tattoos, going for one full sleeve and then the other arm. I can't wait to have him on next time and see what he's doing with the other arm.
Yes.
So I like it so much, though. Thanks again for that. And again, for those type of interviews, clips that we do, you catch it at also our YouTube channel. Just click subscribe. We really appreciate that. And thank you again for listening to Season 2, Episode 1 of our Comedians Uncorked podcast. Thank you, Julie Drolshagen from FloridaBeachBusiness.com. Give her a shout at 727-902-9233. Get us at Comedians Uncorked everywhere, including comediansuncorked.com. And real quick, on our YouTube channel, we do put out a bunch of stuff, different things and segments like Where They At and Question of the Week and other stuff every single week on our YouTube channel.
And participate.
Please, we love it. Tell your friends. So, for Tony Gaud, my name is Pat Largo. Laugh, you deserve it, and thank you for listening to the Comedians Uncorked podcast.